Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang, and we're going to talk about the Tesla Cybertruck, and specifically the lessons that Andrew Yang needs to learn from the launch of the Tesla Cybertruck, and what massive Tesla mistakes that I think, massive Cybertruck mistakes that Andrew Yang desperately needs to avoid. All right, so let's talk about this. All right, so first and foremost, let's talk about Andrew Yang has been connected to the Cybertruck, right? So the Cybertruck was released earlier this week, um, and uh, and immediately people connected Andrew Yang to the Cybertruck. And the reason why is Elon Musk made some motions that he was endorsing Andrew Yang. By the way, I feel like we don't really have any control over endorsements anymore, because what happens a lot is, if especially on YouTube and traditional media, if anybody even says something nice about candidates, a lot of news sources will call it an endorsement even though it's not. And then even when people move toward endorsements, people are reporting that the endorsement has happened even before it's happened. And even when an endorsement happens, like I almost feel like we need notaries for this. Like, it's so hard to tell what a real endorsement is anymore. I don't really think we functionally have real endorsements anymore, right? It's strange. It's a real problem, right? But Elon Musk, made some nice motions toward Andrew Yang, and I actually have a video on that. I'm not a huge fan of Elon Musk for a whole lot of reasons. I'm not a fan of electric cars. That's the issue, right? For a whole lot of reasons. One, I think the biggest one is I just don't believe in them yet, right? So, basically, I've driven traditional cars my entire life. It's really important to me that I'm able to get to work, or that when I go, on trips on my weekend, or when I'm with my family, I need to know it's going to work, right? And in my opinion, the infrastructure just isn't there for electric cars, and that's an issue for me. In addition to that, I strongly believe that America is incredibly powerful when it comes to technology, and that we are going to solve, and that the solution to the climate change issue is absolutely not conservation. It is innovation through technology, right? And honestly, I would have been a lot happier if our cars were running off corn, right? Something we can grow right here in the U.S. And or a whole host of other solutions. I'm just not a fan of electric cars. I'm not. Period. So basically, but Andrew Yang is so dialed in on technology that immediately when the Cybertruck came out, people attached his name to it. And one of the biggest jokes was that Andrew Yang's VP would be the Cybertruck. And even he retweeted it. It was funny. I get it, right? But I think it's really fascinating that Andrew Yang, the only candidate who is saying, hey, we have a massive automation storm sweeping in from the future, and I'm going to save you with the freedom dividend, that everybody thinks he's a tech president. It's really odd, right? He's really the only person who fully understands the threat of technology, right? And there's a lot of nuance behind that, and we could talk for an hour about Andrew Yang's nuanced stance on technology. But I thought it was really interesting that Andrew Yang was immediately connected to the Tesla Cybertruck, right? All right, so Elon Musk's Tesla Cybertruck, but I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, Elon Musk made a massive mistake with the Cybertruck, and it is absolutely critical that Andrew Yang recognizes this mistake and 100% avoids it in his continued pavement of the road to the White House. It's critical, right? All right, so let's talk about this. What did Elon Musk do wrong? All right. Well, here we go. All right. First of all, so I belong to a specific community. That specific community has people who are upper middle class all the way up to way higher wealth degrees than upper middle class, right? And within that community, Teslas are pure, like, Mac cool, right? Everybody loves them except me. Like, well, actually, about a third of this community has, I would say, bought a Tesla or is about to buy a Tesla. And every time a new Tesla comes up, everybody in the community runs out and they're like, woo, and makes nice noises at the new Tesla and looks at the cool new features, and everybody's like, oh, I got to get a new one, right? But everyone in this community is specifically they're either Tesla buyers or they're Tesla fans or they're presenting as Tesla fans, except me, right? Like, yeah. Like, so, and, I'm not a fan of these, right? So basically, what Elon Musk has done with the Tesla, with these Tesla electric cars, is he has absolutely slam dunked, goodwill with every coastal elite, right? Like, virtually, at the macro level, he owns coastal elites, period. Done, right? They all love it, right? They, electric car, coastal elite, woo, right? Now, that's great, right? But we're trying to move forward, right? And this is one of the reasons why I'm not super down with these electric cars is I don't think they're going to get to the macro level, right? And that's the issue. You're not going to have regular, air quote, people, actually people who are not wealthy right now absolutely do not care about electric cars. It's just, that's the way it is. Now, why do I say that? Well, my experience, right? So there's two other communities I'm involved, so one, I have family who lives in the Heartland stalwart, right? In the Heartland. They're all Heartland stalwarts, right? Or most of them. And about every year, I trek out with my, with my spouse, and we go and we see our family. They're in my in-laws, right? And I'll tell you right now, I don't know if I've ever seen a Tesla in Indiana, right? Like, not once, and the reality is, in the Heartland, people don't care about these cars. They do not, right? They're like me times 1,000. They're like, no, you are not getting me in a AAA battery car. It's not going to happen, right? And the reality, another one is, I'm a huge tabletop role-playing game fan, right? And in the tabletop role-playing game fan community, you do have upper middle class all the way up to very, very wealthy, right? But there are also people, especially younger people, who are coming up and don't have money. Again, they don't, if you don't have money, you do not care about electric cars, right? It's an absolute luxury, right? Now, Cybertruck, right? And actually, it was supposed to be called an electric pickup truck. This idea, even the name of it is absolutely horrendous, right? So, Elon Musk's Tesla electric pickup truck, was a huge opportunity. You know what? Sorry, that's my Alexa. Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. All right. So you have this electric pickup truck, right? And it blows my mind, right? That this is happening, right? So you have this pickup truck, right? And you have an opportunity, right? Because you know what Heartland stalwarts care about? Oh my goodness, do they care about pickup trucks? They seriously care about pickup trucks. Like, you will find more people in Indiana, or people who do not have money, right, who want a pickup truck than probably, like, in that state alone, than all the people on the East Coast and the West Coast among the coastal elites, right? If coastal elites buy pickup trucks, they buy them to go to the mall and get a sofa. Like, they don't use pickup trucks for what they're used for, right? But here you go. Elon Musk, Tesla, they're going to build an pickup truck, right? And so moving forward, right? And you have this opportunity to bring in people who aren't super wealthy, people, Heartland stalwarts, right? You already locked down every coastal elite. Great. Yay. Right? Let's get some Heartland stalwarts. This is your opportunity. This is the vehicle they care about, right? What the heck, right? The Cybertruck, no cheeseburger eating V8 engine person will ever touch this thing. The second they saw this truck that looks like it should be driven by a Manhattan built AI, right? Like, that it was not built to even be driven on this planet, but was the electronic pickup truck looks like it was built to be driven on Mars, not in Wyoming, right? This is a massive, massive mistake. Huge, right? You had the opportunity to bring people into the fold on the climate change issue, to give them something they cared about and they were excited about, right? You bring this thing out, it looks like a robot, right? It looks like it needs no driver, right? Like, it doesn't look like any pickup truck ever built ever, right? Like, it's just, I'm like, what the heck, right? You've locked down every coastal elite, right? They all care about your, AAA battery car, right? Now you're selling a pickup truck. That's the Heartland stalwarts. Get the rest of the nation. Finally get Heartland stalwarts to care at the macro level about climate change and what they can do about it, right? Or one thing they can do about it, right? Because electronic cars aren't even remotely the only thing you can do to move forward, right? And it blows my mind the huge opportunity that is missed here, right? So basically, what could you have done to make this a reality, right? Well, first of all, you could have made it look like a pickup truck, right? So 1965 Ford S100. Give it the silhouette, right? Absolutely, the Ford is, Tesla could have talked to Ford and said, can we borrow your silhouette? It's a classic, right? Heartland stalwarts would have seen that and drool would have come out of their mouths, right? It's a classic silhouette, right? So simple, right? If Elon was feeling, a little like he didn't want to put out some money, you can get people to design it and just add a little couple of flourishes so you break the silhouette a little bit, right? Skin it, right? Do an homage, whatever. Like, you can borrow ideas, just do it from the perspective of homage, right? Just don't do it outright theft, right? It just, like, literally a good artist could have done this, right? Just give it a 1965 Ford S100 silhouette. You're done, man. There wouldn't have been a Heartland stalwart in the nation that wouldn't have bought one of these things, right? Didn't mean it wouldn't have mattered if you had to pedal it, right? Like, they love that truck, right? And that silhouette alone would have sold it, right? So how do we arrive here? How on earth do you spend millions and millions and probably hundreds of millions of dollars went into development of this pickup truck, right? Of this Cybertruck. How do you get here? How do you make a mistake this bad, right? When you have the most direct, most obvious opportunity to bring in Heartland stalwarts, and you're like, no, let's not do that. How do you even get here? How do you spend this much money and fail this hard, right? Well, this is what Andrew Yang needs to pay hyper close attention to, right? The way you do it is you have no one involved who has any actual wisdom, right? And you have no one involved who has any actual humility, right? For goodness sake, look beyond your own group, your coastal elite group, right? It's clear he didn't have a single Heartland stalwart on this project. He couldn't have, right? To me, in my opinion. Like, if just anybody with Heartland stalwart wisdom, anybody with Heartland stalwart humility could have told him, this thing looks like it needs no driver, not a Heartland stalwart driver. Give this thing a classic pickup truck silhouette. Right? Just all you need to do. Just make it look like it's actually a pickup truck. I looked at this thing. It didn't even look like there was a bed. It didn't look like you could put anything in it. Right? It was just like, it was so bad. Right? Now, let's talk about Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang cannot make this mistake. He must. Okay? He's got millions and millions of dollars now. He's got like 70 people on his team. He has to have somebody with wisdom. He has to have somebody with humility. He can get that by hiring a Heartland stalwart. Hire a real one, right? It doesn't matter what it takes to get one. Get one. Just one person in the room who can say, this is what you need to do to reach Heartland stalwarts. Because trust and believe, Andrew Yang, and me too, I'm a coastal elite. He's a coastal elite, right? But I know what a Heartland stalwart is. I have seen them. I've shaken their hands. I've talked to them. They are real, right? And they are not going to get an electric pickup truck, and they are not going to vote for Andrew Yang if he goes down this same incredibly coastal elite path that Elon Musk just hopscotched down, right? This is shocking. Like, I swear, I think Elon Musk would have been better, digging a hole, throwing all the money spent on that Cybertruck, throwing it in, throwing not gasoline, because that would be burning fossil fuels, but like whatever, organic kale, and then burning it all, right? Like, because it's just, like, what was the point, right? Like, there was such a huge opportunity here. It was squandered so wastefully, and it is critical that Andrew Yang understands he must get people who have wisdom and humility, right? right? He cannot get coastal elites to tell him how to win Heartland stalwart votes. He cannot. He's got to actually talk to Heartland stalwarts and say, how do I make this campaign winsome and inviting to Heartland stalwarts? Because it sure is very, very clear that Elon Musk talked to about 0 of those people, right? And Andrew Yang cannot repeat that mistake, right? All that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion on the matter. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much and have a wonderful millennium.